بس
حاول يصدق
بس
بس
hadda waxaan ku leeyahay meel kasta ha indhahan warwareejinaya haddaa arto waad yaabaysaa
Stand beside our brothers. Somali liberation movement. Fidel Castro will down. Fidel Castro will down. The old man of Brezhnev will down. The Kremlin dictatorship of Moscow will be down. We rise to fight forever. Unless we will liberate our country.
بل ما يشيك أدوم كانوا واحد لا يابيني عاد كان يابيني يعني دولتي أمة الصومالية كانوا شاكرين إلى قفك وجودهم بيا وكترايو ولك الصعب يسوقتو دجالك وهين هي أول نوع هينشري
Your Excellency, what are your feelings about the failure of the West to respond to your appeals, particularly for weapons?
Well, I think it is a kind of unfounded campaign played by the Soviet Union bloc to convince Western bloc not to react, with the aim of neutralization of their eventual interventions, all aimed to have chance to bring foreign forces Soviet wanted in the area and to pour all the arsenal of weapons into the area and then complete its plan of invasion against Somalia.
In your long relationship with the Soviet Union, how long was it before you began to realize that things were going wrong?
Well, before I believed the freedom, the justice, the equality between men. But I saw this was not true. This was absolutely on the contrary. It was a kind of tactic and expedience to fool the people and to make them believe. But although Somalia have always sustained to exercise its own sovereignty and never give up to anybody. And this is why Soviet Union, of course, as I said, measuring their thinking, their wisdom in accordance to their might, their possibility, to their great possibility, they are angry with us. Nothing else. We said no. We said we are a friend, but we are not dependent. So all countries who are today believing that Soviet will be good forever, this is not true. It will come the time when they will say, oh, do this, or I will banish you. But the worst consequence is that non-African or developing countries will oppose Soviet Union desire in the future. Everybody have to obey because Soviet Union do what they want and succeed.
The Soviet Union will actually poison
of course.
African opinion.
Not poison, but they win. They win the credibility of the Soviet Union because the only Soviet Union can come forward and can come with decisively and do it. They have done Angola other day. They are doing now in Somalia what they want, and then what happens? But everybody, of course, have to find a closer relation with the Soviet Union, and no one will dare to disobey the desire and order of the Soviet Union now and then. That will be the end.
Did you believe that there might be a possibility of the West supplying you with arms once you'd expelled the Russians? Did you think that before the expulsion occurred that they might?
Frankly, I lived with kind of credibility with the Westerns, but I am beginning to lose this credibility. I was believing that they could be interested to safeguard their interest and to safeguard also those who may have confidence against the Soviet aggression and new type of colonizations of this part. But unfortunately, I see that this is not true.
Did anyone actually make any sort of informal promises?
No.
የሶማሊያ የባህር ኃይልም በሚሳኤል አውዘግዛጊ የጦር ጀልባዎች በአሰብ ወደባችንና ነዳጅ መጣሪያችን ላይ ያልተሳካ የወረራ ሙከራ አድርጓል።
The Somalian Navy has also made a futile attempt at attacking ports and petrol depots in Assab by using missile-carrying gunboats.
ይህ ለ17 ዓመት ያህል ለጥፋት የተዘጋጀ ሰራዊት በእነዚህ ዘመናዊ መሳሪያዎች
waxay rabaan dunida inay gaarsiiyaan عشان Somalis ay isku tababarayso si dagaalka ugu tiyaari barashadaas ay maskaxdeena iyo xoogga isugu geeyaan saa dhaqso u barataan hubkii bigiin isugu geeysan iyo xooggiina meesha tababarka isaga.
If the Ethiopians come,
Now we are not afraid of Ethiopians. We only worried about the Russians because nowadays the Russians and Cubans they are the tanks are driven by the Russians and the airplanes by Cuban and Russians. And all the heavy guns, especially made by the Russians, the Ethiopians, they had no any training for this.
What is going to happen to your people if they do come like that?
If this latter is massacre for us, is trouble for us. This is true. That's what we are trying to avoid is this, that we are invoking for the world to help us against this situation. This is true. That we are not going to deny it for that. Because if only was the Ethiopians, we already captured our land and we had no any trouble. We are not trying to invade Ethiopians. We don't want their land. We are only trying to liberate our land. Nothing else. Our just cause is this.
saynu dadaali karo saynu xuquuqdeenni ku gaari lahayn intay ka baxaysa waa inaynu ka maydhno raasha buu soo galay natiija ilaa yabna axad ruux inaga nool yahay
Orlando Carlos, were you conscious of any Russians? Were you receiving orders from any Russians, or did you see any involved in the fighting?
Había visto a un soviéticos, ¿no? Que estaban en combate.
¿En combate también?
Sí.
No.
Pero en otros
¿Existe?
combates.
No.
En el otro.
Existe, yo sé que existe la Unión Soviética, pero no he visto ningún soviético combatiendo.
Ma waxaan qabaa wiil aniga Soviet waa jira laakiin ma aan arkin wiil aniga.
Ma arkin.
Ah.
Waa jiraan
Soviet.
Ku jira dagaalka.
Existe soviéticos pero no ha visto wiil. Wuu jiraa yacni Kuban yacni man soviética waa joogaan dagaalka waa nugula jiraan laakiin anigu isheeda ma sar.
I know that there are Russians in the battle, but I haven't seen.
Nunca va ningún soviético me dio ninguna orden.
Soviética aniga amri ma fiirin wiil.
Do you fear now that there is about to be a reversal, that the Soviet power could begin to drive those forces back?
Well, I'm saying to you not only to drive back, but the Soviets have a plan to occupy Somalia. I told you, and this is well known by forces, with foreign forces. Practically, I can tell you without any hesitations that the sovereignty of the Ethiopia is today exercised by the Soviet Union and not Mengistu, as he used to talk before the radio as a kind of instrument. Because they are those who are planning to capture Somali Democratic Republic. They are doing all the plans. There are Soviet generals and there are Cubans and other forces really planning and ordering what to do.
Why do you think then that the West is refusing to come to your assistance?
Frankly, I don't know. I cannot explain. I cannot say that Soviet was so clever to fool all the Westerns. There are some mysterious things which I really cannot understand. But what I am sure, in the Somali invasions and losing, many other interests, particularly Western interests, will be lost.
One of the issues that has been raised is the uncertainty in the West about exactly what the position in the Ogaden is, the worry that the liberation forces there are the aggressor rather than the defender.
This is a nonsense talk. Really is a nonsense and bad information circulated by the Soviet Union themselves. It was one of its tactics to supply false information to the Westerns and to use its allied parties in the Western countries to circulate false information. Secondly, they are freedom fighters. Well, all the freedom fighters were always fighting, but they never brought a big power to intervene in the problem. It is a matter which is between Ethiopia and the freedom fighters. Why Soviet intervene? Why they make intervene other foreign forces? Why they are borrowing so huge armaments?
Under these circumstances, do you then have very little hope that negotiation could ever bring about peace at this stage?
Well, Soviet Union have this plan. Unless they execute their plan, how can you believe that they will accept negotiations? We were talking over 3 months about negotiation of peaceful settlement, but Soviet Union do not want.
Would you be prepared to talk now?
Yes, I declared already that Somalia is ready, but certainly Soviet do not want. It's the Cubans who do not want. It's the aggressors who do not want. Those who are really, unfortunately, killing African people and instigating African people to kill one another. This is the reality. So where is peace?